Once upon a time, in a teeny tiny village, there was a little boy named Jack. Jack's dad, who was a miller, left him with the silliest thing ever, a cat. Now, this wasn't your regular cat. This was a super clever cat named Puss. Puss looked at Jack with big eyes and said, "Hey, don't worry, Jack. With me around, we'll be super duper rich. Just get me some boots and a bag and watch the magic happen." Jack giggled and got Puss what he asked for. Puss popped on those boots, adjusted his little hat, and off he went on his big adventure. Puss wasn't just a cat, he was a smooth talker too. He strolled into town and found some rabbit hunters. With a twirl of his tail, he said, "Guess what? The Marquis of Carabas is the best rabbit hunter in town. Let my friend Jack join you and you'll see some serious bunny-catching action." Those hunters couldn't say no to a cat with boots. Jack joined them, and Puss, being the clever cat he was, led them straight to a field full of bouncy rabbits. Jack showed off his rabbit-catching skills, and everyone was super impressed. While Jack was hopping around with the hunters, Puss had another plan. He scampered off to the king's palace because, you see, the king was taking a royal ride through the neighborhood. Puss knew that impressing the king was the key to Jack's success. Puss whispered to the king, "Your Majesty, the Marquis of Carabas is super rich and important. If you want to stay in his good books, stop at the river and act like it's his own personal swimming pool." The king, always up for some fun, agreed. When Jack and the hunters reached the river, Puss ran to them and shouted, "Hold it right there! This river belongs to the mighty Marquis of Carabas. No splashing without his permission." Jack played along, and the king was all like, "Wow, this Marquis guy must be really something." He invited Jack to join the royal ride, and Puss, who was way ahead, kept on scheming. Next up, Puss found a bunch of farmers working hard in a field. He told them, "Hey, my master, the Marquis loves sharing. When the king asks, tell him this fantastic field is all thanks to the Marquis's super special green thumbs." The farmers, excited about unexpected treats, agreed. When the king saw the amazing field, he was like, "Wow, the Marquis is not just rich but also super generous." Puss wasn't done yet. He scampered to a giant castle owned by an ogre. With a lot of meowing and tail wiggles, Puss scared the ogre away, and the castle became the Marquis's new home. When the king and his gang reached the castle, Puss gave them the grand tour. Behold, the Marquis's fancy schmancy castle and gardens. It's all his, from top to bottom. The king was totally impressed and thought, "This Marquis guy is seriously loaded." He even decided to give Jack a big reward, marrying his daughter, the princess. So Jack and the princess had the fanciest wedding ever, and Puss in Boots, with his clever plans, made sure they all lived happily ever after. The end. And that, my little friends, is how a smart cat in boots turned a regular day into a magical adventure.